Welcome everyone to episode number 159 of Pro NoCoders Office Hours. I'm Tonya, your host. We're here with members Francisco, Jay, and Thomas, and a guest, Vishal. And Kim is here and Justin is here. So it's a party for my birthday. It's the birthday episode.
It's your birthday.
It is. Yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, Francisco was the first person to wish me happy birthday.
It was already
last
her
night.
birthday in Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah. So we're going to get started in just a moment here. But before we do, some exciting stuff happening. You need to go to Pro NoCoders.com, sign up for an account, because when you do that, you'll go on our email list so that you will find out about what's happening next week for the Black Friday sale that we're going to be doing. Shh, it's a secret. We're launching our vault. And we're super excited for that. And you're going to see all kinds of promotion stuff happening around that this week, but you heard it here first because you're watching our live. So yes, please go sign up there. If you've never tuned into a Pro NoCoders office hours session before, here's what it is. We invite our members of office hours to come on our Zoom and ask us any question they want about Bubble, and we try to answer it. Can't always answer because we don't know everything, but we do our best and we get it right a lot of the time. So if you want to join us for our office hours, again, go to pronocoders.com. Let's get started here. Jay, you said you had some questions for us today.
I do.
A great
This is
background,
about
Justin.
the responsive engine.
Okay, let's do it.
I figured you'd like that.
Yeah, we're going to be having a couple of new responsive engine lives coming out here this weekend, right? So on Sunday
nice.
evening and on Tuesday evening. So yeah, we'll send out the invitations and you can join that. Also, we'll be letting you know if you sign up at pronocoders.com.
Okay, well, this is what the page looks like on a desktop, which is how it's supposed to look. But then when I get down to here, I am unable to collapse this row. And I don't know why.
Collapse which row?
This
You
one
don't-
that's in the repeating group,
Oh. Is it fixed width? It seems like it's fixed width.
it does seem like it, but it isn't. It's fit
It almost looks like
The parent.
the pages, right? Or something above it is fixed width.
Oh, do you see your header?
Yes.
Your header is not the full size.
The header is, this is the response. This is for the design on the screen.
Mhm.
There's the design on a phone, but the design on a desktop uses a column on the left instead. So this collapses when you shrink it, and this displays when you shrink it.
Right.
There's a current page width constraint. Is that what you were trying to say?
Kind of. I see that header there and it just doesn't take up the whole space. And that's what I was worried about.
Do you think that's the problem?
Well, it depends. Are they sharing the same group?
Let me double check. There's that, mobile top nav. No.
Okay. All right. So grab the base group of that of the thing that's not collapsing.
Okay, I'm in it.
That's row 2. Can you open up the property editor?
Yes.
Okay, where are these hidden? Tonya, how's your responsive editor?
I'm getting there. What are you looking for? The layout?
Is it, yeah, where would it be fixed width? There's got to be
layout.
something in there that's fixed width. Oh, you have a min height, a min width of 320. There's probably not it. Do you have a min width on the group on the right?
Zero.
What about the one that includes the header?
That includes this header up here.
No, the text above it, like that.
Hey, Thomas. Are you here?
Also zero.
Group body?
Now this is
920.
probably it. Okay. If you're right, I'm gonna be really grateful, but I'm gonna scream. Just warning you, because I have spent quite a bit of time on this morning. Okay, we're a lot. Okay, much better. So this guy is not collapsing like he should, but from there I should be able to figure that out. And then in the repeating group itself, okay, and I know why that's like that. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I just didn't go through the groups deep enough.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the group above the one that you were looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Yay.
Hey, first problem solved, and it's only
Woohoo.
110.
Awesome.
Let's see. I think Francisco. Do you have a question for us this morning?
Yes, I have, but I just someone is calling me here. Can I go in the
Sure.
next one?
Yeah, no
thank you.
problem. Hi, Vishal. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Tonya. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Did you come with any questions for today? I know I just invited you on to see what it's all about and to
No
say
que-
hello.
No question, but I've gone through your YouTube content and I've noticed few points like you can improve on YouTube to gain visibility in the bubble space there. So can I share about it?
Sure. What can we do better on YouTube?
Like instead of putting a title of you can add title of topics you discuss in that time, like one that you put off bubble homepage design using new responsive engines. So it seems not like archive, more like content to dive in bubble.io. And
Mhm.
I'm doing bubble actively from past 4 months, and I think YouTube algo never suggested pro no coder still. So like you can also work on playlist part. I can see you add new uploaded video on bubble coaching name playlist. If you can create more specific playlist, say based on design development workflow, then it will gain more views. Next, the
Sure.
excellent you maintain the timestamp part. Well, I love that feature, but it's not well placed and not working well. Uh, I can share you a video how the timestamp is working for them, and I think you can improve
Yeah, you want to share your screen and show us?
Mm, I can share you that video if you can have a look on it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Also,
Awesome. I'll
last
check it out.
I will ask you to have a unique hashtag and add it on YouTube, just like optimization, but help later gain more discoverability.
Sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
We will take all of that into account.
Okay, Tony.
Thanks,
Okay.
Michelle.
Yeah. Perfect. I don't know if Francisco's back yet.
It's a
Yeah.
big call.
Big call. No worries. What are you going to be showing us on the live on Tuesday evening?
I'm going to be building a chat messaging, not messaging app where it reaches full width and it follows you down the page, or and you'll have all of the goodness that you would have in like a Facebook Messenger or something like that. That's what we're going to aim to do for. We'll talk about the database structure that you would need for something like that, and we'll build it all in the new responsive editor. So yeah. All right, Francisco says he's done. Francisco,
Awesome. Francisco, you're up.
Yes, here I am. This is just the continuing of that, what we were discussing yesterday, but there were some improvements here for sure. Let me just share it here. Wait, let me just change my screen here because it will be better for everybody, including me.
No worries.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, are you guys seeing my screen here?
Look at that, so much room.
Yeah, that's the other screen. I was thinking about you, you know?
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, what I have here is last night we figured out, Tonya super helped me here, and I managed to do the questions like sorting through the arrows and everything else that I wasn't being able to do. It's what we discussed at Slack, Justin.
Right.
But and then I managed to put the answers here from last night to today. Now I only have like 2 little questions to finish polishing this screen here, which are the arrows, they are working, but technically this back arrow, it shouldn't show up after, it only should show up after the first question in all the classes.
Right.
And the same thing is for the back arrow, for the forward arrow, which should not show up on the last question. And when I reach the last question, this button here, next class, it only should show in this situation. And I just didn't have the logic enough to do this. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
I spent like a couple of hours and I was like, okay, that's it, I'm done.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so how are you controlling moving side to side? Is this a state or is this a repeating group?
It's a repeating group.
Oh, okay. All right. So repeating group. And then it doesn't seem like it's attached to the questions at the bottom. How does that work?
No, they are separated because they are just because they are. I don't know.
They're separate because you don't know? Like, how are you referencing?
No, it's just
because are they the same repeating group? Like, or are they different? Are they referencing different data sources?
No, they are actually referencing the same data source. I don't know why I designed them separately. You know, thinking about right now, I could have put them together because here I have like data source aulas and then foreign key perguntas, and then here I have this other one which is pretty much referring to the same thing.
Right. Yeah. And then you're referring sorted by order.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So when you change the when you click that arrow, it's changing. Is it changing both of them? Is that how that's working? Okay. And they're referring to the same data source. I mean, it definitely makes sense to have them in the same repeating group if they're referring to the same thing. But oh, I see why you did it, because you have multiple questions, right? You have a list of questions. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, that how you're doing is fine. But it's the same data source and it's moving through both. So in order to hide it on the very last one, if you could just click on the left arrow. Let's do the first one actually first. Yeah, the left arrow and then click conditional. And then when, and then grab the repeating group name.
Let me just check this. Gosh.
Okay.
Right, this one.
Yeah, and then page number, or sorry, is on the first page. And then the property is it will disappear. Yep, there you go. And then you can copy that condition and paste it over to the other one, to the right arrow, the whole condition. Yeah.
Yeah, but is on the first page, this one is going to be visible or invisible?
Invisible.
Because if it's
so
invisible,
uncheck that. Yeah. And then you can copy the whole condition. So if you right click, oh, you already have one there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paste. All right.
So on the last
and then
page.
This, yeah.
And then you do that same thing. Oh, no, is invisible. When it's on the last page, you want it to go away, right?
Yes.
And then you do that same exact thing on the next button, right? So Francisco, if you right click where it says this item is visible.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, this is a trick in the future. Not on the checkbox, like right click beside, like somewhere on the condition. Like move over to the left. Yeah, right there. Right click there. Copy condition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can take the whole condition with all of everything together.
Oh, nice. I thought I had to be in here to do this, to copy the expression. Oh, it gets the whole condition. I got it now. Got it. That's
time saver, right?
Time saver.
Yeah.
All right. So then when it's on the last page, then this one is Then it should be, then this one I should check. Yeah, I want this to be visible on
Is
the
that
last
the
page.
submit button?
Yeah,
Okay, then you got to make it disappear when it's like not on page load. Yeah.
yep.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I think this was a quick win. I was like going super over the board. I was like trying to put conditions and trying to put like a bunch of different stuff, which is like always the simplest way. Yeah. When I click, yeah, there is a way that I can, when I click next class, it changes from this first class to the second one
Okay.
automatically.
Do you have that already set up or no?
No.
You're saying you want to set that up? So
Yes.
it's going to move. So how do you control, what are you doing?
States.
So it's a custom state. So when you click ver video, or view video, I'm assuming that is.
Yes,
Okay.
Pretty much.
So when you click that, then it's setting a state on the group, or is it displaying a group, displaying data? I guess it doesn't matter really.
Yeah, it's setting a state, and this state is like showing data.
And so do you know what order it is?
Yes, I do. I have like a list of orders.
Oh, okay. So you have, and do you know how many there are? Okay, that's not a problem then. So if you go to the bubble editor, you can have, click start edit workflow. So
it shows a pop-up that I have here, and I send data to this pop-up. And oh, actually, I should do this inside the pop-up, not in this button here. What should skip to the next class should be this button here.
Okay, grab that button. There we go. All right, so you're creating the new feedback, and now you need to find what state they're on right now. So and then you need, so go to element actions, display.
Element actions, display.
Oh, sorry,
data?
are you using display data? You're doing set state.
Yeah,
right?
set state, yeah.
Okay,
Set state, the element is the page, and the custom state is this one, aula selecionada.
Okay, and then the value. So now you're going to check what the current one is, and then you're going to add one to that. So grab the repeating group that has the list of them.
Next project, definitely renaming things better.
And then you're going to grab the list, the whole list. And then you need to find which one that you're currently on, right? Actually, let me think. So let's think this through. So basically, you just need to find what is the order of the one that you're on right now, and then add one to that.
Yes.
And then, so that would be within a filter that you would find that. So yeah, and so in here, you're going to put filter. Yeah, filtered, and then add a constraint for the container.
Which could be
the order, rather. Sorry.
The filter or the order? Or
the order.
Okay.
Yeah. So the ordered equals. And then so grab the state, the 3, 4 on the page, the 3, 4. Yeah. And then you're going to grab the, and then you're going to grab the order. And then you're going to add one to that plus, I'm assuming it's a number. Yeah. Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus one in the same here, or the one is outside?
You have to separate it. Yeah. The one is outside. So hit the plus button. Oh, no, don't overwrite that. Click more. Yeah. So click on it and then click more.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. And then the plus right there. And then 1, type in 1. Okay. And then close. And then you're going to grab the first item instead of grabbing the whole list. Yeah. And then only do that when it's not the last one. So what you're going to do is go into that filter.
Into the only one, or into the add another set
I guess,
state.
yeah, let's just do it. Go ahead, go to only when, and then type in the page. Yeah, grab that state. And then the order. And then you say is less than.
It's less than.
And then you're going to grab the repeating group. And then the list of the repeating group. And then you're going to grab the, I don't know if the order and the count are the same thing. Is your count and order the same? So if you have 8 items, is the last one always 8? The order is 8. It is?
Yes.
Like if you delete one in between, it automatically will, or if you deleted or added one in between, it would automatically update? Or could you ever get out of sync with the count?
I think it's possible that you may get out of sync. Yeah,
Okay,
if I
then-
add another one in the middle, yeah.
Then just grab the last item and then grab the order number of the last item. So go last item, yeah. And then order. There you go. So as long as it's not the last one is what that one's doing. As long as
All
the
right.
order of the one that you're on right now is less than the last order. If that makes sense.
All right, let's see if this works though. All right, here. The pop-up's not showing here.
Click step by step before you go into the editor. Click step by step, then click the button. Okay, click run next. The only when is not triggering.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Search for doesn't contain. Oh, it's probably the thing in the database is not containing the.
You can click
gosh,
on it and
I always forget the name of this custom state.
yeah, go ahead and click on that and then find, so search of the feedback. So click on that, just go through it. So it's returning 1 feedback or 2 feedback.
It
should it be?
It should return 1 feedback.
Okay. All right. And then scroll up and then go to the next thing in the list. So you're grabbing the name, right? Or the nome. Sorry,
Yes, the name. Yeah.
Scroll up. Yeah. See, like in the blue, the highlighted blue, like go to the next thing that you can click on. Yeah, there you go. So just grabbing pass
The name.
01. So it doesn't contain the state's name. So what's
Yeah.
doesn't
It's
contain
saying-
no.
Yeah, it's saying that it should be yes here, I guess.
Oh, that's no. Okay. So it doesn't contain no.
Search for
Oh.
feedback.
Yeah, so you're grabbing that. If I spoke Portuguese, I can help a lot more here.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
what
but
that. What's title
is like title, the
Title,
class title. Yeah.
Okay, the past title. Oh, the past title. Are you keeping
The
track
class.
of the past title?
Yeah. The class
Oh,
title.
the class title.
Yeah. The name of the class. Yeah.
So what is the purpose of this? Why would you not want to show the pop-up?
No, I want to show the pop-up. I don't know what this was not supposed to be happening here. I don't think that I put a constraint in here.
It's on the workflow itself and not on the
Oh.
condition. Yeah. So when you show that pop-up, I think it's the third one there. The Proxima Aula is clicked or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then show pop-up, remove that condition on it. Which is only when. You can right click it and clear. Yeah. I'm just curious what that condition was doing.
Nah, probably I was just like trying to do something and that was it, and got forgotten there, you know?
Right. hit run. So this doesn't come up every time.
Oh, where? Yes.
Hallelujah. There we go.
All right.
Just test the last one that it doesn't go to that it doesn't like screw anything up. The
What do you
very
mean?
last, the last
Oh, the
item.
very last
Yeah.
one. Okay.
And
Yep,
it should
that's
stay
it.
on the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
perfect. There we go.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. So I think Tanya's out temporarily. I've got okay. Thomas, you're here. Do you have any questions, Thomas, or just chilling out?
Chilling out.
Chilling out. All right. Sounds good. Thomas, I don't know anything about you, actually. Think about it. We should probably connect sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Jay, do you have any other questions?
I don't have any specific questions. Have you looked at all into, I can never get the acronym right, but is it GPT-3, the AI that connect? Have you tried that yet?
Like not enough to claim expertise in it.
How complicated was it when you looked at it?
Not as easy as Bubble.
Okay.
What are you trying to do? What are you thinking of doing?
I'm thinking about how I can use it to help process unstructured content.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what the I know the use case. I don't know exactly how the capabilities would be. But for instance, I use a website that lets you can read like reviews. This is Ravelry, the knitting website that I use all the time. People write reviews of like how their project went. You know, I had trouble in this row, but I figured it out by doing this. And then when you're reading that, it's really helpful. And then when you're reading it, you can click and drag to highlight part of the text. And then that is automatically marked as helpful. And then later you can search your projects, or you can search projects in general, or for things you've marked helpful. I don't know how to, I'd like to be able to do that with the project I'm about to start that you just saw a glimpse of. I don't really know where to start with that. I don't think that's AI, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. So I was following most of it. So essentially you want
me to just show you?
Yeah, maybe showing me would be the best way.
Okay. Let me get that website open. Okay. Okay, this is just a fantastic website if you knit.
Ooh.
So let's say I want to make this. And then I can look at people's projects who've done it.
Yeah.
And then when I read it, I can look for something that's super helpful. Like, oh, I see that this person did these things. And I can mark, you know, part of it like that. And oops, why is it not working now? Normally what happens is when you highlight it, it says you've marked it as helpful right down here.
Okay.
Maybe mark it there. Yes. And then other people seeing it will see that I marked that as helpful. Or later I can search, and you can see that obviously I had to click that button first. I'd like to get around that and then have this be in here. Because and then I want to be able to see, and then I want to be able to save this piece of content either into a separate database or have it be findable on its own. Because ultimately what I want people to be able to do is upload or either upload a transcription or transcribe through the app. Let's say you have one of your company experts give a webinar yesterday, or you've answered one of the questions the marketers have sent you, and that's a transcription. And then I want you to be able, the marketer to say, oh, here's some great quotes we can pull out. And then those get saved into a quotes database that can be used for marketing efforts throughout the company.
I see. I see.
Okay.
Okay. So the easiest way would probably try to reverse engineer what they have. They're probably using some custom JavaScript, or we can see if they're using a service. So let's inspect that page and let's see what we get here. Can you turn back to out of mobile mode?
I guess that would be helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go to inspect and then unclick the blue icon right there. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So yeah. So if you highlight something, what happens? Oh, see that div class that just changed there? So we got to find out what JavaScript is, what's going on. So can you go to the console? Okay, they're not logging anything, which is normal. Hammer.js. Hammer.js. Oh, okay. Go to sources. Let's see what sources they have. Okay, so they've got avatars and style, and they have projects. Okay. Let's see. What's the name of the website? Is do I have to be logged in?
You do, I think.
Okay.
It's Ravelry.com. You probably have to be logged in. I'm not sure if you have to for this part. Parts of it are public.
Right. Content scripts. I don't actually know off the top of my head to see what JavaScript's running, or if you can actually identify that. So let me just Google that real quick. Chrome JavaScript show. Yeah, show JavaScript events. How do I view events fired on DevTools? Sources, scroll down. Okay, yeah, so go to sources and then scroll down to event listener breakpoints. There's on like underneath where you are right now. Yeah, the arrow there. Nothing there. Hey,
Yeah.
on the right hand side, they say on the right hand side, scroll down to event listener breakpoints. I go to events.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm just reading here, like where it is. Oh, somebody has. Okay, can you type in? So go to the console.
Okay.
And then in the console, go ahead and like under where there's that blue arrow down there.
Blue
Down
arrow.
below. Yeah, keep moving your mouse down below. Oh, to the right. Yeah, they're right there. Like don't click on the arrow, but beside it. Yeah. And then type in $0 and then hit enter. And then you're going to hit monitor. You're going to type in monitor on all lowercase. And then capital E events. Yeah, it's the first one there. And then bracket, round bracket.
Round.
Yeah, round.
You mean
The above the 9, the parentheses. Yeah. And then $0.
Okay.
And then bracket, the closing, and then that's it. Enter. Okay, so now highlight. Now you're going to see all of the events that happen.
Yeah.
So go ahead on the page, like highlight something. Okay, and then move over. We're going to see, is there anything about highlight that came up? Why don't you do filter at the top and then type in highlight? Nothing, hey? Okay. How to show JS running? Okay. So can you go to, we're going to try this one. Go to the sources panel again. And then you can, move that down. What we're going to do is press F8. And then go ahead and highlight something again. Okay, so then hit there's a blue like next button. Yeah, it's like a play and a pause button combined right next to your mouse. Yeah, click that and then highlight. Oh, that wasn't JavaScript. Interesting. Okay, I don't know what they're doing then. So my next guess would be, I mean, we could spend forever trying to figure out how they're doing it. Or we could just Google like on highlight trigger event. HTML on text highlight event. Okay, so I'm gonna just, do you mind if I share my screen?
Not at all.
Oh, hey, Callum, do you have any questions for today while I'm searching this up?
Yes. It was one that I was going to go through with Tonya. We've set up notifications in my app, and I just need to work out how to use the I think it's the native bubble extractor for mentions, so I can extract the mentions of different users and then send notifications based on that.
Okay, that's actually super, super cool. So we'll jump on that right next after this one.
Sweet. Yeah, I've got to jump off at 7, so in like 20 minutes.
Okay, all right. We'll see if we can't figure out something here quickly.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there isn't any on highlight text or anything, but a solution would be bound on mouse up to check if any text is selected that isn't an input or text area. Here is the JS fiddle that shows that. Cool. All right. That's all the code that you would need. You throw this in there, and then you're able to grab the text that's highlighted, and then you would create something based off of that.
Can you throw that code in the chat? I don't know if it'll go.
For sure. I'm going to add that as a, I'm going to give you the JS fiddle so you can play around with it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then I'll also link the this here as well, because once you have it in JavaScript, it's easy to just push it to Bubble using the JavaScript to Bubble plugin.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So if you need help with that, we can do next steps later.
I'm not there yet. I'm still laying out the interface, so I'm not even going to dig in. But while we had time, I thought I would ask. But I will come back to this.
Okay, that sounds good.
Great feature.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, Callum, do you want to share your screen there?
It may be simpler if you've just got like a demo environment that we can do it in, just because the speed of my app loading and finding it and all the other workflows, I might just crowd it out if that's possible. Okay,
so you're using the BDK like text editor, right?
No, just a normal text input.
Oh, just a normal text input. Okay, text editor mentions. Okay. No. Okay. So we've got a regular text input. I'll just grab a regular input for now. And then I put like @ and then the name of someone. And then you want to be able to, do you want to be able to display, or just later you want to be able to send a message to those people?
So the just for this example, I just need to, so it's for creating a post. So we need to have a button that saves the text and also extracts from that text the mentions that are in there. It's a Bubble plugin. I'm not sure. Let me just check my page and see whether I'm actually using that, because I don't.
Because you could do that simply enough with some regex, like regular expressions.
Yeah, I know that stuff scares me.
Oh, it's super easy. Once you learn the basics of it, it's actually really, really non-complicated, and it would open up a million other doors of similar applications that you can use. if you might, like, it's built into bubbles, so I can show you how that works. And if
Oh
it's
yeah,
too
no, I know
complicated-
how it works. I spent a good couple of days trying to work it out. It was when I was trying to extract some other stuff from text. So
Okay.
there, which one is it? It's in here somewhere. I think it's Tagger. Yeah, sorry. So Tagger, which is the plugin by Eda. So it has one element, which is extract. Actions are set up and clear mentions. So when you load the page, just set up mentions, and it does the whole inline mentions thing. I'm just not sure how to actually extract them into a list of users. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we've got it's got a setup mentions and clear mentions and an extract. Okay. Elements extract. Am I
Is
blind?
that the
There
Chrome
it is.
extension on the left, the red button under templates?
It's under construction still. Yeah. I should
Oh,
probably
awesome, cool.
disable it. Okay, so this is the extractor, right? So
Yep. Input just needs to relate to the multi-line input. Yep. Go, and then so you need to on page load setup mentions. Element.
sorry, elements. There we go.
Oh no, it might be plugins then.
I wish
setup
these were
mentions stuff.
yeah, I wish these were set up a little bit. Okay, ID attribute of element, list of elements to apply. Oh, can't be a number. Learned that from last time. Okay.
On it?
Hmm?
Can it not just be a number?
No, you can't start an ID with a number. Okay. Yeah, it's important. It's important. We had a whole time trying to figure that out for a while. Okay, apply to all. So it looks like you can do different and then configure the mentions, the trigger characters at when the user selects. So just having this should be enough.
Yeah, that's so that only applies to all multi-line inputs. If you just upload it on the page, you don't have to put all the ID in. You'll
see.
need to do the when user selects. So users. So this would be like the user's first name, last name.
These show up in the drop down?
Yep. So do a search for users and then first last. Cool.
All right, I'm getting it. These show up in the drop down.
And then so the replace with, so
That's when they click through, right?
Yeah. So I think that's for when, like, if you do it by email address or something and you want to show up with a username or something instead. But you can do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so you just you do a search for user, but then you're going to replace it with the person that you picked, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but how would you, the extract A's? No. How would you know that? Maybe it's set up. I don't know. First name. Let's just put their first name. Let's see if that replace corresponding selection. Make sure to enter your color info. Do I need to do this? Does it default to blue?
I assume it defaults to blue. Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. All right.
Yeah. And have we got any users stored so we can?
I think there's one user. Oh, there's a couple.
Oh, that's right. Perfect.
Okay, so we've got let's preview this page here. Got two issues. That's on a different page. Okay. It's Tonya. Oh, sorry, at. Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess that came through. Yeah, that worked the way that it was supposed to. And then after, you want to pull those out, right?
Yep.
So when you save them, and it has to be unique, right?
What do you mean?
They have to be unique. So I wouldn't just grab their first name. I'd probably grab their slug because slugs are unique.
No, because what you're actually grabbing there is a user.
No, you're just grabbing text.
Are you?
Fairly confident you're just grabbing text. Yeah. So if
I thought you were grabbing a user.
No, I don't think it's set up like that. Because like if somebody has the exact same name in the portal, like I'm just thinking of the Airdev
Actually,
portal.
no, you're right. It is just grabbing text. So I've got a problem where I got someone with a username with a hashtag in it, and it can't differentiate. We won't load the person's profile because it tries to find a user with that, and it stops at the hashtag. So okay, yeah, so it's just text then. But yeah, that's fine. So we just need to find a way to extract those at mentions as a list.
And so you're getting a list off of this guy, right? So let's see.
This is the bit I don't know about.
So let's just show underneath like the list of users that we're pulling. So let's grab the multi-line inputs A's. No, not the multi-line, the extract A's. And then we have emails, mentions.
Oh, come on, it can't be that easy. What? Extract A's.
Let's try their emails. Let's try the mentions.
That's at mentions.
Yeah. Let's see what comes through. Okay, so it looks like the emails don't come through, but this one does. Yeah, the at mentions. So it'll give you the list of the at mentions, and then you just have to do search for the users. They have to be unique. You just do a search for the users that have that mention. So if you're doing a workflow, let's say that you want to send an alert to all of those people. Yeah, let's just say I'll add a button here.
Yeah,
and then I'll just
that's fine. That Tonya's showing me how to do those workflows. I'm confused about is can I share my screen now? All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So you see that, yeah? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can now. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So let's just get rid of that now. So my database is set up. This is the post type, and then the mentions is a list of connect.
Okay.
Is a list of connect profile. That's a profile type? Should that just be text then?
No, you just do a search for the profile that has the matching text.
Okay.
When you add it.
We've got on write a post, we've got extract A here. Write a post, write post only value, which is the text input. And then in the workflow, I go make changes to post because the post already exists. Mentions, set list.
Yeah.
Because it'll be created before.
Do a search for. You can set list probably.
Oh, set list, okay. And then what? So I was going for extract here. Do I need to search it?
Do a search, yeah. And then grab the users. Or is it Pro Connect profile, right?
Yeah.
And then where their name, what's the name of the what are they using? Is it username? Okay.
Yeah.
Your names is in extract, and then grab the extract from there. Extract A's mentions. at mentions. Now it includes the at character. So you're going to have to filter, you're going to have to remove the at from those. So because I'm assuming their username doesn't have an at in it, or does it have an at?
No, it doesn't. No, I've toyed with that over again. So at mention, and then that's fine because I can just use some regex to, or actually I can just remove the first character, can't I? Which will always be an at mention. If I
Yeah,
need to.
that's a list. So as long as you do that on the list, yeah, that would work. Or actually, why don't you try this? Super easy. If you do at mention, this is really, really easy. Click more. Sorry.
More, yeah.
Yeah, and then do a formatted as text. And then per list item, you do insert dynamic data. And then you grab this text and then just remove the first character from it. So
Appended.
append would be to add text to it.
Oh, so trimmed one.
Trimmed only removes spaces from the beginning and end. So you would want to probably just do a replace, find and replace. So find at and then replace with nothing. Then hit close. And then do a whole, yeah, and then the delimiter would be a comma. And then
why would it be a comma?
Because it's taking your text, taking your list of text, and it's turning it into from a list of text to just one text. And then you want to put commas in between so that you can split it into a list again. So then you do close, and then you would do split by comma, and then you're good. You have a call, right? You said
4 minutes, yeah. So I'll split by
and then comma, and then so it'll bring it back to a list.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, that's brilliant. All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. No worries.
Oh. Right, I will jump off the call. Thanks for your time, guys.
Okay, thanks, Callum. Awesome. Sweet. Any other questions or any
we
other...
have one more we're going to tackle, or at least just discuss before we head off into after hours. It came in from our Facebook group. So if you're watching live and you don't belong to our Facebook group, please go search for us, Pro NoCoders on Facebook. So hey guys, just let's see here. Hi everyone. I'm looking for a way to show a PDF I'm creating with the Select PDF plugin directly as the body of an email. I'm sending on the next, and he's sending the email on the next step in the workflow. He's wondering if we have any ideas how he might accomplish that.
Okay, so we're using Select PDF to create
a PDF.
A PDF.
Yep.
Is my screen still being shared? No.
Nope, not yet.
Okay. So let's say, let's repurpose this button here. So they click that button. I don't think we have Select PDF installed. So let's grab a Select PDF. Come on. Are you familiar, Tonya, with Select PDF? Have you used that one?
I have not.
This is the Bubble one that they were supposed to update, but they never did.
Oh, Bubble.
I know, right? So we'll just generate a PDF of the page.
I love how when they raised like $110 million, everybody's like, oh, now they'll be able to do this. And the list is 110 million things long.
I know,
As long
right?
as we got responsive engine, there's nothing else I feel like I need to ask.
Oh yeah, like we're on, like we're in the holding pattern, right? We're not allowed to complain about anything for at least a year now.
I'm good with that. Working with it yesterday to make this page was awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
What the heck? Okay. What do you mean rendered the page as? What does that mean?
I don't know.
The options?
Do I get any options? I don't.
Yeah, is it just it's not a pull down, right?
No, it's like data type. All right, let's figure out what is that. I don't think we can really figure out what. I think I don't. Oh my gosh. Name. What was it called again?
Render the page as.
Render the page as. Render page. Render the render page. just one place where it says render. Min load time. Oh, render, no space. Here we go. Rendering engine. I don't see anything that talks about that. Why would they? This seems really silly.
He did send us some screenshots I can share with you.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's go. I will share my screen.
Oh, maybe the render the page as is like if there's a type of user on the page, because basically it just visits the page, waits 5 seconds, and then takes a snapshot. So it's probably the thing.
Oh, like as it's time.
Yeah, if the page has
time-based
a thing that's associated with it.
So
Or maybe it's the user.
here's his workflow.
Okay, he's generating a PDF from a web page, blah, 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 blah. Okay,
Right.
let's
Yes,
try
you
that.
are right. It's
Okay, you can take
user,
over.
Oh,
Sure. What was that, Vishal?
user of the page to run the page as. I've shared it on chat.
Okay.
shared it on chat. So it says, oh, you found it. Okay. I don't know why they don't link to that instead of linking to the outside source. Okay. Render the page as the user of their app to run the page as. Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. Makes total sense. So am I seeing your screen? I'm so confused, Tonya.
No,
Is that your screen? Okay.
I stopped. Oh,
I think
you
were
can
still
take
sharing.
over. I was still sharing, but you can take over.
Okay. So now we'll do an email. So send an email. And then as the attachment, I guess I would have to do the other kind of email. Email. Send email, custom email, I think. And then there's one that's attachment.
So he wanted it, he asked specifically if there was a way to send it as the body of an email.
Send a PDF as the body of an email? No.
Okay.
No. That's
so the
not
answer is
possible.
no. So here's the next best thing to try to do, Lucas, who's the one who asked this question. So the next best thing would be to send it as an attachment, right? The other way you could do it is you could, I guess, create HTML for an email, right? And make it the way that you want it.
Yes,
Also
but
share in that manual that you can share the result of step in the file format.
yeah, you can change the result of step and it'll give you the URL and everything. But if you want to put it in the body, like the thing about email HTML is it doesn't do what you want it to do. Like if a person has an Outlook, if they use Outlook for anything, they're going to get a garbled mess of stuff and it's not going to look good and it's going to be on the wrong line and everything. There's a very limited amount of HTML that you can use, and Bubble would definitely, anything that you design in Bubble would not look like it does on Bubble when you send it as an email. So I'd highly suggest like custom coding the HTML or using like one of those HTML like email maker things that you can get, like befree.io or whatever, where you just like create an email from there and then you send it in that template rather than trying to create it on Bubble and send that. That's just not possible.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you, Justin. And with that, we are going to wrap up the office hours section of the Zoom call. We're going to move into our after hours, which is members only. If you would like to become a member, go to pronocoders.com. We are going to be back on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time for another episode of office hours. Until then, have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.